We have breaking news from overnight. Dozens of people were killed during a memorial for the top general killed in a drone strike. We'll tell you what happened. That's ahead.
Also,
good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rebecca Hager.
I'm Adam Atchison. We're going to get to what's new from overnight first thing here at 6.
We're trying to learn why northbound I-25 was shut down for a while last night. It was near mile marker 161 near Monument. We're going to make some calls today and see what we find out, and we'll let you know with any updates.
As tensions remain high between the U.S. and Iran this morning, an Iranian American who was stopped at a U.S.-Canada border crossing says U.S. officials held her for 5 hours.
She also says she was asked intrusive questions like her parents' names and birth dates. She's not the only one. According to CNN, dozens of Canadian and Americans of Iranian descent were stopped.
What happened?
Some immigration advocates and lawyers are concerned Iranians may be targeted while entering the U.S. So because of the drone strike, the attempted peace talks between the U.S. and the Taliban are on hold this morning. The U.S. ambassador to Afghanistan, John Bass, is leaving his post, but the State Department says this departure has been planned for a while, and this is just part of a normal rotation cycle. He served in Kabul since December of 2017. The State Department official says the U.S. Embassy in Kabul will now be led by Ross Wilson, a former Foreign Service officer who's served for decades in multiple administrations. Happening tonight, you will likely see crews out on I-25 near South Academy, and it might impact your drive.
Let's get to it.
This morning, a local neighborhood is on edge after a home was hit with a bullet during a shootout. It happened yesterday afternoon about 1:30 on Keaton Lane. That's near Palmer Park in Murray on the east side of Colorado Springs. Police tell us they found 15 shell casings from several different weapons, and witnesses told police 2 groups were shooting at each other. No one was hurt at the house that was hit, but the bullets flew into a child's bedroom. Police are asking for help to find the shooters. So if you know anything, you know what to do. Call CSPD or Crime Stoppers at 634-STOP. We're expecting to learn more about a fire at a local home. This happened in northeast Colorado Springs on Big Pine Court. That's near Austin Bluffs and Meadow Ridge Drive. The homeowners, here's what they told us.
And we're all fine, all of us that live here, and the animals.
We are certainly glad for that. Fire investigators tell us the cause of this fire is under investigation. Right now, 20 veteran firefighters are heading to Australia to help out with the deadly wildfires there. The Angeles National Forest crew from California picked up and headed out from Los Angeles yesterday. Their deployment is expected to last at least 30 days. At least 24 people have died from the Australia fires, and more than 2,000 homes have been damaged or destroyed. We have an update. The U.S. military is sending dozens of troops to secure the area in Kenya after a deadly terror attack. The U.S. soldier who died is 23-year-old Specialist Henry Mayfield Jr. The Pentagon says he was part of Operation Octave Shield in the region. The attack is being investigated. 2 Defense Department contractors were also killed. An Al-Qaeda affiliate claimed responsibility for that attack. But first, jury selection in the trial of Harvey Weinstein starts today in New York. How long it's expected to last and why another case may proceed when this trial is over.
It's another chilly start.
Jury selection in the trial of Harvey Weinstein is set to begin. It's expected to take 2 weeks. The trial begins 2 years after bombshell stories in the New York Times and the New Yorker quoted women accusing the 67-year-old of sexual abuse, harassment, and secret settlements. Since then, more than 80 women have accused Weinstein of sexual misconduct. Some of Weinstein's accusers spoke outside the courtroom where he appeared for a pretrial hearing yesterday. His attorneys say they are ready for the trial. Now, as that jury selection takes place in New York, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office is charging Weinstein with sexually assaulting 2 women. A total of 8 women came forward during the LA County investigation into Weinstein. 3 cases fell outside the statute of limitations. Prosecutors are recommending bail be set at $5 million. If convicted in that case, Weinstein faces up to 28 years in California State Prison. But the case in LA cannot proceed until the New York trial is over, and that could last until March. Colorado Springs officers were able to find out where the most dangerous intersections in the city are. Coming up, why they're setting up more patrols at those areas and where the intersections are. A study is showing 2 discoveries. One, vaping is no different than cigarette smoke on your arteries, and two, Juul, it says, is packed with 5 times as much nicotine per hit as other e-cigarettes. The study was done at the University of California. Researchers did the study on rats by delivering vape smoke through a machine. The rats exposed to the Juul chemicals had more nicotine in their system than the rats exposed to the previous other e-cigarettes and regular cigarettes. The lead researchers say that the increased nicotine levels are even more highly addictive. A spokesperson for Juul said the goal in designing the amount of nicotine in the pods was to help smokers quit cigarettes. Nabisco has 2 new Oreo flavors, and you can actually get them now.
Pretty cool. We actually told you about these when the company first made the announcement that they were coming out. Caramel coconut and chocolate marshmallow are the 2 flavors, and these Oreos, the marshmallow ones in particular, have little pieces of marshmallows in the cookie and chocolate marshmallow cream in the filling. That's to get your appetite up for that one. Caramel coconut Oreos feature coconut flavor cream, artificially flavored with coconut pieces.
I love all things coconut, so I think I would get that one.
See, I'm not a big fan of the coconut. The caramel, yes. I mean, anything to eat a cookie.
Right.
That's fine with me. But I'll
reminds me of
definitely
a
try it.
Samoa.
Yeah, kind of. That's what I was thinking too. Kind of the Girl Scout cookie flavor.
What else do they call them, Sydney? You should know, right? What are the other ones?
Speaking of the drive, this actually could impact it. Starting tonight, several lanes on I-25 will shut down.
Coming up in just a few minutes, what CDOT tells us about the times of construction and what you should expect when you head out on the road.
Good morning, 5:30 half hour. Welcome you back to 11 News This Morning. I'm Adam Atchison.
And I'm Rebecca Hager. We want to start this half hour with breaking news from overnight. A strong earthquake hit Puerto Rico overnight. The AP says it's a 6.4 magnitude quake and it hit just before dawn. Now the island is dealing with strong aftershocks.
Yeah, it's been an unfortunate 24 hours down there.
All right, let's switch gears at 5:30 and check in with our meteorologist, Sydney Jackson, and our 11 breaking weather leader. How's it going this morning, Sydney?
Well, guys, we're off to a pretty quiet start right now. Clear, too. We have a lot of sunshine ahead for today. Just want to make sure you grab the jackets out the door. Definitely going to need them. Outside of Monument, we're checking in the low 30s. Not as much wind either. That's going to be the case throughout the entire day. We won't have to deal with those gusty winds like what we had yesterday. For Pueblo, 20 degrees, a little bit of a colder start for us as we're feeling like 12 degrees. So definitely want to bundle up, and all around some cold wind chills, but it's not going to last too long because we have a mild day ahead. Highs today going to top out in the 50s for the Springs and for Pueblo. Sunshine with us all day long. We're just going to feel a bit of a breeze, but those winds not going to be too strong for today. Now we're staying mild into Wednesday, but then we have some changes ahead. Cooling down by Thursday and for the end of the week. Snow chances also with us on Friday. So I'll be walking through that forecast coming up here in just a few minutes. But for now, we'll go ahead and get a check of the roads here with our on-time traffic. No big issues that we're seeing on I-25 or Highway 24. Starting to see a little bit of traffic volume pick up here for many spots, but all around we are crash free. No issues through the gap this morning. Highway 24 looks great for us. Over near Woodland Park, things are doing all right. And for Pueblo, we are crash free for that morning drive. This update brought to you by Revolution Jewelry. Rebecca, back to you.
Thank you. Happening tonight, expect some closures on I-25 near South Academy as crews start evaluating bridges in the area.
11 News reporter Jenna Middaugh live right where this is going to start.
This morning, a man who stole a car after a hit-and-run crash that left a woman paralyzed is heading to prison. A judge sentenced Preston Bailey to 18 years behind bars. The crash happened back in 2017 in Colorado Springs. The victim, Brittany Barker, was going through an intersection when investigators say Bailey hit her. Bailey was convicted for stealing a car after that crash, but not for causing it. We talked with Barker after the sentencing.
He gave me a life sentence.
Bailey's girlfriend says he was misrepresented during the trial, and he plans to appeal the conviction. Looking ahead now, police will have extra patrols at some of the most dangerous intersections across Colorado Springs. This is part of the Slow Down Colorado Springs initiative. It's sponsored by CDOT. Over the last year, officers were able to spend an extra 1,000 hours on the road and write an extra 5,000 tickets. Officers say they would love to give out warnings, but that doesn't solve the problem.
These are intentional acts of drivers who have chosen to drive this fast for whatever reason. For every one of those people going 20 or 30 miles over the speed limit, that's one of those traffic crashes that's going to result in a serious injury.
If you'd like to know where you might find some of this enforcement, we have a full list of the intersections online at KKTV.com. All of this tension could eventually impact your wallet. Gas prices haven't gone up much yet, but experts say that may not last. Iran is not a major exporter of oil, but prices could be impacted if other Middle Eastern countries get involved. If global oil shipments are disrupted, expect prices to increase. Right now, a local city is closer to providing more help for the homeless in our community. The Pueblo Rescue Mission has added toilets, showers, and more into the new facility that's set to open by the end of the month. They have a homeless to housing method. Pueblo's last permanent shelter closed in the spring of 2017. We have an update on the vaping crisis in the U.S. A second vaping-related death has been reported in Texas. This was in Galveston on the Gulf Coast. Health officials there say they believe the patient who died vaped THC. She was in her early 30s. They say it's common for THC vaping products to contain vitamin E, which damages lungs. The FDA is banning any sweet or fruity flavor for cartridge-based e-cigarettes. 3 Americans are at a hospital and a 13-year-old is dead after an attack in Mexico. According to authorities and the teen's father, he was shot in both legs during an ambush attack while near the Texas-Mexico border Saturday night. He died that night. The teen's mother, uncle, and brother were the others injured. The family, who lives in Oklahoma, was in Mexico visiting relatives in the Monterey area for the holidays. The gunman was able to escape, or possibly multiple. We don't know. Former top administration official John Bolton says he is willing to testify in a Senate trial on whether or not to remove President Trump from office. He was a no-show during the House impeachment inquiry. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has yet to send the articles of impeachment to the Senate as Democrats push for the Senate to call new witnesses. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he wants to decide on witnesses after the Senate trial has already begun, not now. A small group of Senate Republicans have introduced a resolution to dismiss the articles of impeachment against President Trump. Amazon and oil company Exxon have announced a new partnership. Coming up, what they're introducing that could make getting gas a little bit easier for some people.
Also, a family.
We give an update. One church is taking a side in the national debate on the splitting of the United Methodist Church. Trinity United Methodist Church in Fayetteville, Arkansas, held a worship service as part of a national movement called #ResistHarm. They are against what's called the traditional plan in the split, which would not allow gay clergy or same-sex weddings. Splitting of the church would allow the United Methodist Church to lift its ban on same-sex weddings and LGBTQ clergy. We've been telling you about the devastating fires that are sweeping through Australia. Coming up on 11 News this morning, firefighters from the U.S. are headed there right now to help. How long they're expected to be there.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with 11 News this morning. Today, I'm Adam Atchison.
And I'm Rebecca Hager. At this half hour, let's check in with our meteorologist, Sydney Jackson, right now. How's it going? NASA may have found a planet that is habitable for people. According to the agency, it's the size of Earth and it's orbiting a star. They're saying it's 101 light years away from Earth. Scientists explain that it makes it possible to launch follow-up observations. Pretty cool. Krispy Kreme is adding mini donuts to its menu permanently. They're on sale now, and believe it or not, there aren't that many calories in them. And because of the size, I guess the company says the original glazed mini has less than 100 calories, probably per one, and you want to eat like 5, right?
I know exactly.
There are smaller versions of other flavors to promote the new items. Krispy Kreme is hosting Mini Mondays. Customers can get a free mini donut every Monday this month. It's only at participating stores. We looked this morning. There are stores in Denver and Thornton that are participating. So
yeah, so 90 times 5, 450. That's a good meal right there.
Exactly.
Perfect
breakfast.
Wouldn't it?
Well, if you're driving on I-25 tonight, you might see some construction workers.
Just ahead, why that construction is happening and how it could impact how fast you can drive on I-25. We'll update you.
And here's a peek from our camera at Banning Lewis Ranch. We'll be right back.